Well, we are in a wheat field in Phillips County, Kansas, site of one of the plot tours. But not only are we talking about production of grain, but also getting to that point and to discuss some of the challenges facing production agriculture right now. Mark Wood, who is ag economist with the Kansas Farm Management Association out of the Colby office. You're, I assume, going around the state talking about cost of production because, as we know, at prices, really the key is going to be keeping those costs under control.
Absolutely. The Farm Management Association that I work out of is in the Northwest area. There are 6 regional geographic areas. Actually, Phillips County here is the furthest east we come, so we would be doing wheat plot tours all through Northwest Kansas. Yes.
So as we find, variable cost is probably the biggest thing that you can kind of control when we're looking at trying to make sure that we're staying profitable.
Absolutely. On a year-to-year basis, the variable costs are the difference because I choose this year to spray for rust or spray the fungicide to treat rust, which was a good decision in my opinion because it has the best bang for the buck in return for better yields. And even if the price is low, it'll more than pay for itself. Fuel, chemical, fertilizer, seed, all those things are decisions you make day by day, and your operation can be unique just by the way you decide to spend your money. There's probably, though, I would point out, less difference in variable costs than there could be in some of the fixed cost areas. Fixed costs being depreciation. Size of farm has a heavy influence on how much the operator labor is. If I'm working on a smaller farm, that poor farm's got to pay more dollars per acre to cover my family living than a large farm. So size of farm has an effect there. But depreciation is influenced by the machinery line I have, by how new it is. And so that's a style that's over multiple year, whereas like you had said, the variable costs are more individual year decisions.
Well, as we look, we continue to see generational changes, folks coming back to the farm, trying to take over. It's not getting any easier, is it?
No, it's not. It was almost too easy when the prices were high, and we pulled the kids back to the farm. And when I have farm management customers that come to me and they ask me, well, can I bring the son back to the farm? Well, I first discussion is, do we have an economically viable unit? Is the farm large enough to take on another household? And the western end of our association, I'm now saying we need 2,500 acres per household. So if the farm isn't 5,000 acres, I can't bring in a son very well, or daughter for that matter, because that doesn't matter. It can be either one. And so size of farm is really important. Profitability, debt structure. If dad went and bought a whole bunch of land and was trying to grow the farm to bring the son back in but incurred a bunch of debt to do it, that debt has become burdensome to these lower profit margin years.
As you talk with your clients and others, as you go visit places around the state, especially Northwest Kansas, what's that biggest question? Is the bubble that burst on land prices, those going to go down? What's the thing that people are really trying to find that answer to?
Well, the first question I get is how many more years will these prices stay down? That drives everything. That drives land values, that drives the profitability in general. Western Kansas, we have rather mean or can be radical weather pattern shifts. So weather and productivity are tied together. But the first question I get is how long are these prices going to last? It's anybody's guess. My concern is that as we raise good crops in the United States, Europe, Russia, Ukraine in wheat, we're going to build a mountain of wheat that we have to eat through, which means the bigger the pile, the longer it takes us to consume it. General demand curve on wheat is a slow, steady growth, almost identical to the growth of the human population. Whereas in corn, feed grains, particularly corn, we consume a lot of corn through ethanol. That helps relieve the pressure of burdensome supplies, but it looks like we're going to have plenty of corn to go around. Beans maybe is the market that's going to have some volatility because the supply isn't running completely ahead of demand. The other thing to remember is on world world trade, when it comes to agricultural products, the cheapest source of protein is soybean or soybean oil. It's the soybean products. And the thing we have difficulty producing is protein. Feed grains and starches, we can grow that somewhere, anywhere, but protein is what the population of the world needs. That's why the demand stays up with production on soybeans better. So it's a world consumption stand.
Great, Mark. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Mark Wood, ag economist with the Kansas Farm Management Association, has joined us on the road. For AgView, I'm Ken Rogers.